It is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Christian McCaffrey has just been traded to the San Francisco 49ers. As you can see on your screen, here's the full terms. The 49ers get running back Christian McCaffrey. The Panthers get a second round pick in 2023, a third round pick in 2023, and a fourth round pick in 2023, plus a fifth rounder in 2024. This offense gets significantly better. What they needed, I guess not necessarily they needed. They had Jeff Wilson, but I guess for the future, wise, a move like this is absolutely fantastic for the San Francisco 49ers. We'll let people trickle in. Drop all your questions. Drop everything that you need to know. It is all happening. It is here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do us a favor, drop a like as well on the stream. All right, so let's talk about it. CMC gets traded to the 49ers. As Badaki said, it's a pretty big haul for a running back. I mean, running backs typically you don't get very much for them, but the Panthers are in return, as they're sending away CMC, they're getting a second round in 2023, a third and a fourth, and then in 2024 a fifth round pick. So altogether, four draft picks. If I'm not mistaken, the 49ers already didn't have their first round pick next year.
We didn't have first round picks for the next 3 years. Because
I think they might not have any picks, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe like a really, really late round pick. So CMC automatically goes to 49ers. Let's talk about the 49ers side of this. If you can bring up the 49ers depth chart for us.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. So the 49ers, you can say goodbye to Jeff Wilson. You can say goodbye to Elijah Mitchell. If you own Elijah Mitchell in Dynasty, I am extremely sorry.
Yeah.
It's a fat GG's. This is why we try not to prioritize players who are, drafted in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds of NFL drafts. They don't get long-term contracts typically. You can maybe point out Aaron Jones, but typically they don't get long-term contracts. They don't get prioritized, and they can be replaced relatively easily. So I think it's pretty clear that Elijah Mitchell will not play anywhere near the role that you need for him for fantasy anymore at all. You're not trading all this for CMC and then using him 50% of the time. This will be CMC on the field probably 70 to 80% of snaps for this team. Also, GG's to Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is completely donezo. So there'll be no point for you to really own Jeff Wilson anymore. There'll be no point for you to own Tevin Coleman. All these running backs now officially go into the category of you stash them in case an injury happens to CMC, right? Why do you have Alexander Madison on your team? Why do you have all these other players on your team who are backups? Because you're hoping for an injury. So let's just get that out of the way. Do we agree? There's absolutely no value in this backfield outside of CMC going forward.
Absolutely no value unless he does get injured. And you can see he gets CMC, better offense now. Now you have Debo, Ayuk, CMC, what's his name? George Kittle, Trey Lance waiting for next year. So this is definitely can help him in the long run, an opportunity. It's interesting of how this is happening, and are you saying, okay, well, I don't have any 2023 picks. Are you okay with that? Are we saying?
I think they were already all in, so I think this is clearly another like all in sign. Let's talk about the landing spot for Christian McCaffrey. To me, I know we heard the Bills a lot. I know we heard the Chiefs a little bit. Like we heard some random teams. I think the Bills were Bills and Rams felt like the most heavily linked teams. For me, this is actually the best case scenario for Christian McCaffrey. Like it point to a landing spot. This is the best one in my opinion. You go to an offense with Kyle Shanahan, with an incredible offensive line that knows how to run the ball. This team historically has ran the ball really well. You have Jimmy G, who's a competent quarterback. This is the system I would want to be in. You go to Josh Allen and the Bills. Yeah, you're in a high-powered offense, but you're probably not prioritized any higher than Diggs, any higher than Josh Allen himself, on the goal line. So now you go to San Francisco, a team like Kyle Shanahan's absolutely dreaming up ways to utilize Christian McCaffrey. So for me, this is probably like, if you drop an ideal landing spot, I think this is it.
Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I think
Eating right now?
my Ellen just gave me food because I didn't have anything. Sorry about that, guys. But yes, this is the most ideal landing spot for CMC. And like you said, with the Bills, we like the Bills, but we don't know. We knew that Josh Allen is still the RB1 there, coming to a run-first offense. I think that's exactly what you want, what you need for this team. And hey, you can see it here, the 49ers, Christian McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey, 69,000 for the remainder of the 2022 season. Then he's
190,000. Yeah.
190,000, and he's on the books for 12 million 2023, 12 million 2024, and 12.2 in 2025. So
yeah, this is huge.
This is pretty big.
This is huge. We're going to keep talking about it. Drop your questions in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them. All we ask in return is if you can do us a huge favor and drop a like. 13 likes on this live stream. Let's get to 20. Let's get to 30. Why not? Let's talk about the opposite side of it, okay? Which is the Panthers. So the Panthers move on. This is full tank mode for the Panthers. You know, they already removed their coaching staff. Baker Mayfield's injury. You know, it felt like they were very clearly tanking, and now this is even more into the tanking zone when you lose like one of the best running backs in the NFL. Now, who's going to be more valuable? Badaki, if you can pull up Sleeper for me. Personally, I feel like it's D'Onta Foreman. I think he's the running back to own. I could be wrong, but that's how I view it. Either way, if you're in a league right now and either of these guys are available, Deontay and Chuba, pick up whoever's available. To me, it's going to be Deontay. I mean, the only reason I say that is because you look at their usage so far this year, and Deontay has been given more of the opportunities. You can see even last week, Deontay got 23% of the snaps, had 5 carries. We had Chuba, who had 2 carries at 9% of the snaps. Now, Chuba could be an interesting add as well. I want to add both of these guys if I can.
Exactly.
Just because he's a younger running back. I mean, was he all that efficient last year? No, not really. But he's a younger running back, and maybe this team is trying to see what he has before they go into next year's draft. For me, I think if you're looking at the coaching staff, though, like they want to win games because we might view this team as tanking, and the GM probably wants that. But the coaching staff are also sitting there like, we need to keep our jobs. We need to prove to other people that we can win games. So to me, I think D'Onta Foreman is the one to own. Where do you lean on this? Are you going D'Onta or Chuba?
I think it's up in the air. I think the person that will have the opportunity for a pass catching I think Foreman will be the ground runner. He will be the first and second down guy. And I think this will be more of a split backfield, potentially a 60-40.
Okay.
So D'Onta Foreman, even though he can catch the ball, but I think it will be D'Onta Foreman on the first and second down and Chuba Hubbard in those passing situations. The person that I see that fits CMC's role so much better is Chuba. I think he's faster, he's quicker, he can catch the ball. Like when we saw last week against the Rams, all they were doing was pitching the ball. Was doing a running back screen.
The game plan won't be the same.
100%. The game plan won't be the same, but I think that's where they get creative, and I think Chuba Hubbard has more explosion in spaces like that. So that's what I would do. But I think whoever's available, I'm happy to pick up. Maybe in the long run, maybe weeks 14 onwards, you're probably not starting him, but I can maybe see Chuba getting more of an opportunity. But I love both of these guys. I think both of them has to be rostered now. So.
Yeah, both should be rostered. Look, like as soon as I saw the news, I picked up Foreman. I could be wrong, but that's where my intuition kind of leads me towards is D'Onta Foreman. But you're right, this could be like a split backfield, and there could be no value here. But you just want to have at least a shot at the lottery, right? And not that any of these guys are going to be league winners, but you want to have a ticket to at least get some sort of prize in return. So, I'm going D'Onta as a priority ad, but I would put Chuba as someone who should be rostered as well right now. But let's be honest, going against Tampa Bay this week with PJ Walker as your quarterback, I don't really know what sort of value will even be there. But I'm prioritizing Foreman, but I also think Chuba should be added.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this just makes things more interesting. A guy that was taking snaps out of the backfield like a Debo, and I see it in the chat. You know, how does this affect Debo? And I think
this does affect Debo.
This does affect Debo, but the incentives are still there. So maybe did he already hit those incentives?
No.
You know,
have gotten close.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe we don't know unless we can pull up the contract. But like, I don't know what the incentives are.
I think the incentives were like 300 or 400 yards, somewhere around there. There's no way he would have hit that number just yet.
For sure. I think that's also plays a big part. And does Debo take? Does CMC just take all the downs?
Yeah, honestly, I struggle to see a scenario like, okay, let's just look at his games as of right now. Like, let's look at Debo's rushing attempts. If you can bring him up on Sleeper, I'm looking at his stats right now. So he's had 8 rushing attempts in week 1. He had 4 rushing attempts in week 2, then 5, then 2, then 2, then 2. That is 6 games. So right now he's averaging around 4 carries a game or so. I really struggle to see him.
Can't
like
see it
4 doesn't
online.
4 doesn't seem unrealistic.
Right.
However, I would say there's not a chance that he hits like these 10 carry marks like he was hitting last year. So I think Debo, as far as being used as a running back, probably not going to happen all that much. I think maybe he gets 1 or 2 attempts out of the backfield now, but I would say that Debo, he's not less attractive to me because I think this offense will be better, but I think his usage will be different with CMC.
Yeah.
These are 2 absolute ball hog players. So, yeah, I'm really struggling to see that.
This team wants to win, and obviously they're leading the NFC West right now. They have an opportunity to take a lead against the Rams here. Having CMC, I think, definitely helps them. Obviously, they're going all in. You know, I think that.
By the way, you trade for CMC on a Thursday. The game is on a Sunday versus the Chiefs. It's a huge game. I think he's active, but I don't think that the role is as huge as it's going to be.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I think he is active, but like that's what I'm saying. Do you start CMC this week? I don't think you should.
I feel like with all the bye weeks, if he's going to play, I think you have to.
100%. If you have options.
Yeah.
If you have options, and I'm thinking about sitting him because I think that's what's going to happen. It's kind of like obviously completely different roles, completely different thought process. Like Robbie Anderson, he was just traded a couple days ago, and now he played a limited amount of snaps with this offense. He's not going to be a massive role, but CMC coming in, it's once again a different offense, everything that's happening. I think you have to sit him unless you have the options, and if not, then you gotta.
I kind of disagree though, because it's much harder to game plan in a wide receiver and get them on the same page compared to a running back. I think a running back's going to be a lot easier to kind of get in there. I agree with the sense that like if you have better options, go for it. But if we get any indication that he's going to play, I find it really hard. Just looking at even my teams with all the people who are on buys to find a better option than him. Do you know what I mean?
No, for sure. And I think that's what's going to be interesting. Like he's hypothetically in Carolina right now. He's not going to travel until tomorrow morning. He's not going to get to San Fran, Friday afternoon. He's going to have a whole day to prep for a game. I think he'll be limited in snaps. Maybe he's not even active.
Like if you have a clear, better option, yes. But like for example, I'm in a league right now where I have to decide between J.K. Dobbins and Deonta Foreman now. Like if I had CMC, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put CMC in there if he plays. You know what I mean? Like, I think it just depends on your options. Hey guys, 93 people watching the stream. Can you do us a huge favor? Drop a like on this video. I mean, why couldn't we hit 50 right now if everyone hits a like together? I think we could probably get there. Appreciate you guys. Should we take time for some questions, Badaki? Maybe we should.
Yeah.
All right, drop your questions in the chat. Victor says Panthers obviously tanking for Victor Wembanyama. Honestly, yes, franchise-changing player Victor Wembanyama. I agree. Let's answer some questions here in the chat. What's up, Hazelnut? Steven says, will Foreman actually be valuable, though? This team is going to suck. I think that's a very good question.
That's what
we talked about it a little bit earlier. Like, will there be value? There won't be like this league-winning value, but I'm in a spot in a league where I'm like really struggling to field running backs, and I hate this matchup in Week 7 versus the Bucks. But after that, like there's some pretty decent matchups. Like you have Atlanta twice, you have Cincinnati, which is not a very good matchup, but then you have Baltimore. So is he a league winner? No, I don't think so. I think we could agree on that. But I think like getting a starting running back is important in fantasy, at least, so you can have more flexibility in trades that you make and through these bye weeks that are going to be tough.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be tough It's gonna be tough to figure it out. I think, like I said this earlier. I think Chuba is gonna be the more PPR guy, in my opinion. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. We have no idea what's gonna happen. I think we need to see the first game.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. I think just get one of them, whoever you can get. Try and add them, but I lean Deontay, but I can definitely see a scenario in which it is Chuba. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Pat says, do I drop Dobbs for Foreman? No, you do not. Shane says, how does this affect Marlon Mack? Natty says, what are y'all thinking about Hopkins' performance? Well, look, Hopkins was great. He's going to be a top 15 to 20 option moving forward every week. Ryan says, so if you have Jeff Wilson in redraft, would you drop him right now? I would wait and see, because Jeff Wilson could still have a role this week. So, with all the buys, I would at least hold him through this week and maybe start him if I don't have a better option. But after that, I think you can absolutely drop him. No questions asked. Would you agree?
Yeah, agreed. 100% agree.
Bo Soxer said, if Carolina running back can get you 12 points or something, depends on scoring, that's not too shabby. Yeah, exactly. It's just so impossible to find starting running backs. Let's see. What was the next question?
So this trades hurts Debo's owners. I think so.
I agree.
I said in the process of picking up Foreman on my RB leagues, have a ton of Jeff Wilson, so I got to do something at least. I have Eno like 70% of my leagues. Yeah, like moving forward.
Yeah, I would. If that's the question, sorry to interrupt, but if the question is, do I drop Jeff Wilson for Deontay? Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay.
Dubs or Hubbard? I think I'm keeping Dubs right now. Surely there's somebody else you can drop.
Yeah.
I said I think you can get a running back 2 numbers.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
If it is a split backfield, it is a GG, Steven.
Yeah.
Justin says drop Algier for Hubbard. I would do that. I would do that just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
How will this affect Debo? We talked about it a little bit, but I think the usage is what's most concerning. Debo was really dominating, not really as a wide receiver, but kind of as a weapon. And now you're bringing one of the best weapons in the NFL. It's really hard to say that this helps Debo. I think it helps the team, but I do think it hurts Debo as far as him getting 15 touches a game, both through targets and carries.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be more limited on the ground now. I just don't see how he wouldn't be with.
And you can see
CMC coming in.
You can see it right here. Ian Rappaport, new 49ers running back CMC, who already spoke with Kyle Shanahan and teams brass travel tomorrow to his new home. If he plays Sunday, which he likely will do, expect a red zone package. Then he ramps up from there. And someone like CMC, who can catch the ball now, can get easy screens, could get wide running back screens, obviously, and then screens like we saw last week against the Rams. I think that would be really easy. So if we're seeing a red zone package from CMC, it will be really
again
good.
So in my scenario, if I have Foreman, McKissick, and Dobbins to choose from, I'm gonna start CMC and hope he gets into the end zone. Is Eli Mitchell droppable? To be honest, the more I think about it, guys, the more I process this, yes, I think he is.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Sean says, Connor says, should I trade Debo? It depends on what you can get for him. Dimitri says DJ Moore might be moving to KC too. They had him on that list of untradables. We'll see if that changes. Who knows? Should we be looking to buy Debo right now? No, I don't think I would be looking to buy Debo right now. Do I trade Debo and Kittle? Look, I'm not looking to buy Debo, but I'm also not selling him low.
Yeah,
I would much rather just wait and see what his role looks like with CMC than just sell him low out of panic. What you absolutely want to always avoid is panic sells, so don't sell him. Pat says, drop Curtis Samuel for Hubbard. No, I would keep Curtis.
Yeah.
Would you?
I'll keep Curtis as well for Hubbard. I mean, Jahan Dotson just re-aggravated that hamstring, I heard. So, Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Akshay says, choose 2, Renfro, Pollard, Foreman, Hubbard. I mean, this week I'm not starting Foreman or Hubbard against the Bucks. So, I mean, I would go Pollard and hit Renfro. Hey guys, 89 people watching. Do us a huge favor. Drop a like on this video. We're just covering the news and talking about how it impacts fantasy football. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe if you want. We've been growing this channel for about 2 years now. And, anytime breaking news happens, we try our best to go live. So do us a favor. Drop a like, subscribe. Let's get to 50 likes. I feel like 6 likes away. You guys can definitely help us get there. Gerard says, what do you guys think about Kyren Williams?
Definitely an opportunity.
Yeah, I think he's definitely worth rostering. I would put him in the same category as Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard. Definitely worth stashing, even especially if you have IR ability on your rosters. just put him on your IR and let's see what happens because he could have a role.
You know, I just had a thought process, super random.
Yep.
Now that this 49ers, this Panthers team, which actually probably wouldn't make any sense. Cam Akers is looking for a home. Does Cam go here, or do they? I feel like maybe they just hold off. They get a running back in the draft.
Yeah,
That's the most ideal place.
Exactly.
But Cam Akers is still available, and maybe they can just throw Cam Akers to Carolina for some draft compensation.
I just don't see it happen. You know why? Because like Cam Akers hasn't looked good, and the only reason you even trade for a running back is if they've looked good. He hasn't looked good. His efficiency's been down. I know he wants to move on, but who the hell wants to trade for him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no one wants to trade for him, especially when you have guys like Michael Carter's a 4th round pick. Elijah Mitchell was like a 5th, 6th round pick if I'm not mistaken. Like I think people just prefer to take a shot on the next class.
Yeah, I hear you.
What about Kittle? Is he safe? I think he's kind of in the same category of that boom bust still. Should I drop Rachaad White for Foreman?
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, I'm keeping Rachaad White. Do you guys expect CMC to play this Sunday? From what we've heard, the reports are that he will have a limited package, so he will be on the field this Sunday.
He did say
which
that.
is gonna look so weird. By the way, Jeff Wilson's number 22, isn't he? Is Jeff Wilson number 22?
Yeah, so I think he might pick a different number potentially.
You think he'll pick a different number, or will Jeff Wilson give him his number? I mean, he's taking his job and his number?
Let's see what Jeff Wilson. I mean, I can pull his number up. Yeah, he is 22. GG's. Taking his job and his number.
What did CMC wear in college? Let's see, CMC Stanford. I want to see what he wore in college. He was number 5 at Stanford. So is number 5 available?
I have no idea.
Let's see. I'm looking at the roster right now, okay? And I'm going to sort it by numbers. Okay, number 5 is available. I guarantee you he's about to be number 5. CMC will be number 5.
What's the over-under on that, boys?
I'll put $100 on it right now.
$100 to be number 5?
Yep.
Bet it. Put it on. Put it on the table. Send it through.
Where do you let's see, just what's the next
Steven,
question?
it says, what do you think Carolina takes a running back in the draft, or where do you think? I mean, depending on where it is, let's look at this draft now. Let's go NFL Tankathon. At the moment, they should have the first round pick. They had the first round pick, and now they have a second round pick from full order here. They should have the first 3. Now they have a second round pick as well.
Oh my god, number 5 is Trey Lance. Why is he not on their website? And why didn't I not remember that?
You lost 100, kid. That's funny.
Well, numbers that are available. Well, I don't know how to tell what numbers are available then if they're not going to show me what numbers are here. So 4 is gone to Emmanuel Mosley. Trey Lance has number 5, of course. I should have remembered that.
Yeah.
Number 21's available. Yeah, number 21's available. I mean, who knows? Who knows what he's going to do? He's got plenty of time to figure it out.
Yeah, it all depends on how the NFL draft goes there, Steven. I mean, that could be anyone. I mean, that could be Zach Evans to the Carolina Panthers in the second. That could be Sean Tucker in the second. It really depends on what that looks like and where everything falls. But at the moment, if Carolina continues to lose, it looks like they're getting a quarterback.
I was going to say, the good news is that, like, with so many uncertain areas for these prospects to go in next year's class, now whoever this running back is that goes to CMC, it's almost like Dameon Pierce. It's like there's such a clear opportunity. You can feel good about it.
Yeah. Well, where were we?
Yeah, what was the next question?
Murdered. Hazelnut. Guys, fancy question to have Pat Muth, Hayden Hurst, and tight end, deep 12 team. I want to drop Hurts for Higbee, but I'm concerned about Freiermuth's status on Sunday. Yeah, well, you got to wait and see because Higbee's going to buy.
Should play. Everything that we've heard is that Freiermuth's going to play. I would definitely drop Hurst for Higbee right now. And if it doesn't work out, I'm happy to just stream a different tight end this week. But Higbee has an incredible ceiling right now.
Yeah, how concerned are you guys with Shanahan will run CMC? I think he is going to run it. I mean, that's all he's going to do.
I think he will. I expect him to.
No doubt. He's 26 years old. You need to. You're going all in right now. So let's see what happens. He practiced full. CMC going to be the new Roger Craig. That's what happens to Nick Martinez and the Padres.
Steven says Jeff can't give it up mid-season. Okay, we'll have to see. 5 is Trey Lance. I know. That was a brain fart for me. Do you guys like the comp the Panthers got in return? Honestly, yes. I genuinely do sideline star. And it's not because I don't value CMC, but running backs, just like they shouldn't have been able to get a second round pick, I don't think, for a running back.
Right.
I know it's CMC, but an aging running back with a big contract who has an injury history. I know it's CMC, like you go all in, it's an all in move, but I think this is a great return. You get 4 picks, excuse me, for a running back. That's really rare in today's game, even though I know
26-year-old running back with some injury history.
Yeah.
So I mean, this team.
I think it's a huge dub
good
for Carolina.
Yeah. That's like Kittle or Pitts now. I mean, that's gonna be tough. But I feel like
it'll be matchup based.
Yeah, I think you start Kittle personally. Super Saiyan CNC unlock. Did you guys already say yes? We did say that. Shout out to Steven. We said it doesn't matter, but Foreman.
I said I prioritize Foreman, but Chuba should also be rostered just to see what happens.
If I can give him 9 for Herschel Walker, I think that's awful for us.
Yeah, that was a long time ago too. That's pain. Sean says I have Hollywood Brown in 2 leagues. Should I drop him for Foreman? No, you should not. Shane says, as a Seahawks fan, I love that 49ers don't have a pick until the 5th round. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. All right, guys, we'll probably end the stream there. Unless there's any last minute questions, do us a favor, drop a like, subscribe. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We'll keep in touch. We'll let you guys know what's gonna happen. You know, Jeff Wilson. How about to sum up here? Oh gosh, fucking internet.
It's terrible for every running back there. Not good for Debo, but don't sell out of panic. For Panther side, prioritize Chuba or prioritize Deonta, but also pick up Chuba. He should be rostered. That's pretty much it. So huge love, guys. We will be live on your Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to answer your start-sit questions. Drop a like on your way out, and huge love.
We appreciate y'all. We'll see you 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday. All love you.